Good morning. When discussing the earliest time to light Chanukah candles, we typically assume that we try our best not to light prior to Shkia, even though there are those that allow lighting from Plaga Mincha, even with a bracha. Under normal circumstances, we do our best to avoid that. However, there are cases of pressing need where that may be necessary. One example of that is, of course, on Erev Shabbos. The Shulchan Aruch writes that on Erev Shabbos, we light Chanukah candles before we light Shabbos candles, assuming like those that say that the lighting of Shabbos candles automatically accepts Shabbos, especially if the woman of the house is lighting. And the Ramah writes that even though we are lighting before Shabbos, the Chanukah candles, by definition, must be then lit during daytime. Of course, otherwise it's Mechal Shabbos. But still, it says the Ramah, one recites a bracha. However, the Mishnah Berurah points out that while that is true, we have to make sure of two additional factors. One is that it cannot be before Plag HaMincha, an hour and a quarter of Sha'os Manios, of halachic hours prior to Shkia. He also points out that it should have enough oil in it in order to last until 30 minutes after Tzeis HaKochavim. As we know, the latest time is Asher Tichla Regel Min HaShuk, which at its minimum means 30 minutes after Tzeis HaKochavim, it should still be lit. So therefore, when lighting before Shabbos, one does go ahead and light Chanukah candles before Shabbos candles, but that should make sure to be after Plag HaMincha and enough either oil or big enough candles to last for the entire time until 30 minutes after Tzeis HaKochavim. Now, when it comes to lighting on Motzaei Shabbos, there are opposing logical reasons to say the argument that Havdalah should be made first, or to say that menorah should be made first. On the one hand, it makes sense to say that Havdalah should be made first because we have a general rule of Tadir v'she'enu Tadir, Tadir Kodem, that when we have two mitzvos in front of us to do, we typically go with the one which is done more often. Clearly, Havdalah is done way more frequently than lighting the menorah. And therefore, some suggest we should first make Havdalah and only afterwards light the menorah. Others, though, suggest that there is an idea to extend Shabbos as long as possible. And therefore, if we have an opportunity to do something else, another mitzvah, we're not just delaying Havdalah for no reason, but we're performing another mitzvah. So we have an opportunity to extend Shabbos, so to speak, the Kedushas of Shabbos in our home, then we should do that and light Chanukah menorah first. Obviously, if doing that one, then one should make sure that it's past the conclusion of Shabbos in terms of time and should make sure they say Baruch HaMavdil ben Kodesh L'chol before lighting. So again, they're opposing minhagim. Both have reasons and have firm basis. And ultimately, the Mishnah Berurah concludes the Avid Kamar Avid, or the Avid Kamar Avid, that one can do like either one if they have a particular minhag. Either practice is satisfactory, either Havdalah first or Chanukah candles. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a Freilich and Chanukah.